We have a woman called Lucy Conolly who's been given a 31-month prison sentence for saying something unpleasant on social media in the wake of the horrific murders of 3 young girls in Southport. She should not be in prison, period.
Says Lucy Conolly. She's the wife of a Conservative councillor. Her appeal against the 31-month sentence for putting out an intemperate tweet in the aftermath of the Southport murders has been dismissed, so she will remain in prison. She's not particularly...
What happens when free expression clashes with political power? Britain is now confronting that hard topic head on. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Let's just have a minute to think about this country, right? This is a mother who has now got 284 days to remain away from her child and her husband, and who knows, her parents, maybe, her extended family, because she wrote one angry post on social media. And she also says that this is because she herself was suffering from bereavement. It was up for about 3.5 hours. It was viewed 300,000 times. She thought that was probably a mistake, wasn't it? I let my anger get in the way. She deleted it.
Lucy Conolly, a devastated mother and the wife of a local politician, was sentenced to 31 months in prison for a tweet she wrote following the Southport tragedy. A post that was erased within hours has cost her nearly 3 years of freedom, separating her from her 12-year-old daughter and branding her a criminal in the eyes of the state.
Have you found a lot of support from friends, family, from community, or has it been quite ostracising? How's it been for you?
For me personally, I can't fault people. They know me, they know this family, and they're very supportive. Some of my fellow councillors from the opposition who are from ethnic backgrounds, they're fully supportive of me because they know me, they know my family. The only attack I've had has been from probably Labour activists, really. But generally, people have been really good, really supportive.
But now her husband, Raymond Conolly, has broken his silence. In an emotional interview, he described the heartbreaking toll on his family, exposing not just their private grief, the loss of a young boy, but also his rage against what he called a two-tier justice system. His statements have sparked uproar, brought Keir Starmer under direct fire, and given Nigel Farage additional grounds to accuse the Prime Minister of hypocrisy.
Yeah, I'm going to take it personal when I look at Lucy, and I just think, they're making a big example of her. I mean, even today, I'm walking in the shop, people are looking at me down in the supermarket, and I'm like, what's his problem? And they come up to me, and I don't know who this guy is, and he goes, oh, you're Ray Conolly? Oh my God, they're so harsh with your wife.
So the question remains, is Lucy Conolly a cautionary tale of incitement gone too far? Or is this the most horrifying case yet of free expression being crushed for political expediency? Make sure you like and subscribe.
Pretty crazy that we're even asking the question over whether she should be in prison or not, as I don't think she should be at all.
Why?
Because it's just a tweet. It's just somebody's thought.
It's not just
in
the
tweet
though,
at the moment.
I just robbed the shop. I just robbed it. It's just a shop robbing. It's just a straightforward shop robber. Come on, John.
Yeah, I get your point. But I'm just saying, at the time that I heard about the incident, I was very angry. I mean, I'm a father. I've got kids.
We all
and
were.
I was thinking, wow.
To understand why this case has blown into a national debate, we must take a step back. Lucy Conolly is not a career activist or a member of the so-called far right. She's a 41-year-old mother of 2 dealing with the anguish of losing her small son in circumstances similar to the Southport tragedy. Lucy responded furiously to the murder of 3 girls by a machete-wielding attacker in July, when the country was reeling from the tragedy. Her frank and impassioned tweet slammed the British immigration system. Within hours, she had removed it. But the harm had already been done.
Does she accept that the tweet was racist?
I don't think she is not that person. I'm not too sure, really. I mean, all I know is she's not that person. She's probably the opposite to that, actually. She really is.
Keir Starmer's government, fresh off adopting the Online Safety Act, used her appointment as a test case. Prosecutors argued she'd crossed the line into incitement, and the court sentenced her to 31 months in HMP Peterborough, a high-security facility usually reserved for violent offenders. Critics called it a shocking overreach to lock up a widowed mother over words on a screen. Her incarceration aroused outrage throughout Britain. Supporters of Starmer said the ruling demonstrated his dedication to combating online harm. Others, including Nigel Farage, referred to it as political persecution, noting that violent criminals sometimes receive lower sentences than Lucy did for deleting a tweet. Now that her husband has spoken out, the case has returned to the forefront. His evidence illustrates the human cost of the legal jargon. A daughter missing her mother during her most vulnerable years of adolescence, a family labelled as radicals despite their personal tragedy, and a Prime Minister accused of substituting compassion with punishment. The Conolly case has become more than just a legal matter. It is now a symbol of Britain's struggle for free speech, political power, and the boundaries of dissent.
Lunatic, some nutter was going to come and find me and do me in. He got a 50 quid fine and had to write a letter of apology to me. So is this a case of two-tier justice?
I mean, this is one of the most blatant cases of two-tier justice that I have ever seen. I mean, I personally don't think that she should have spent a single day in prison. And it sounds like what the threat that you received was probably far worse than what Lucy Conolly did. Now, her tweet, it was disgusting. Yeah. It was not very nice. Yep. But this was an angry outburst, if you ask me. This is someone who is diagnosed with PTSD after she very sadly lost a 19-month-old child because of a mistake on the NHS. That's extremely traumatizing. And she's a mother of a beautiful, I think, 12-year-old little girl. You can imagine that if you see that 3 beautiful, innocent little girls have been murdered, that you would be furious. And shortly after seeing that news, she put up this tweet. It wasn't very nice, but her PTSD was triggered. She then went out, took the dogs for a walk, and after a few hours came back and realised that was a bad thing to say, and she deleted it. And that post went out well before there was any rioting. And then when the rioting did start, she put out tweets condemning rioting and telling people that they should not be involved with such a thing. So I do not think that she deserves to be in prison. I think she made an honest mistake. I think also...
So what do you mean honest mistake, Chloe? Would you, and I'm not sure, by the way, that the evidence suggests that PTSD, that I think was diagnosed in the past, led to this tweet. She's an intelligent woman. And to say that it's an honest mistake to say that asylum seeker hotels should be burned down, I'm sorry, if you are triggered by that and her personal circumstances are deeply and profoundly tragic, you don't call for violence against people who've got nothing to do with the horrific crimes that were carried out in Southport. Chloe. What you might do is you might express empathy and sympathy for the families of the murdered children and indeed the injured children.
Raymond Conolly entered the public eye with neither the polish of a politician nor the planned tones of a media strategy. It was real and unadulterated feeling. His voice cracked as he recalled how Lucy's imprisonment affected their 12-year-old daughter. He stated how she excitedly awaits her mother's letters and how she hopes Lucy will be home before her 13th birthday.
So, I mean, talk to us, if you will, about your daughter. I mean, she's 12 years old. This is her mummy. All of this will have been such a confusing, upsetting, distressing whirlwind to her, I imagine. How is she coping with this?
Not really very well. I've had to send her to Lucy's mum's to see if she can help her settle down a little bit, but she is really struggling with it. I mean, she does suffer from anxiety anyway, so this really hasn't helped the situation at all. But
for Raymond, the most difficult element was not Lucy's absence, but how she was portrayed. She went to court already reviled in public, having been dubbed the poster girl of the far right by newspapers and commentators. She's not far right, Raymond asserted. She has nothing to do with the far right. For him, the designations are propaganda, tools used to rationalise what he regards as a harsh sentencing. He described how Lucy once welcomed a Nigerian family of doctors into their society and assisted them in settling into Britain. That fact, buried beneath the media frenzy, paints a significantly more nuanced image than the one promoted by Starmer's administration. Enter Nigel Farage. Never one to miss a political opportunity, Farage used Raymond's evidence to demonstrate what he has long argued. Under Starmer, compassion has been replaced with punishment, and Britain's legal system has been divided into 2 tiers. On the one hand, violent offenders are free, released early or given low punishments. On the other hand, a bereaved mother serves more than 2 years in prison for statements deleted within hours. Farage saw this as politics masquerading as law rather than justice. His speeches transformed Lucy's cause into a rallying cry. He accused Starmer of using the Online Safety Act, legislation enacted under the pretense of protecting minors, to muzzle political opposition. If this law is about children, said Farage, why is it being used to jail a grieving mother for criticising illegal migration? For his fans, it was an ideal example of double standards, and for Starmer, it was a nightmarish scenario, his pledge of impartiality unravelling before the public's eyes. When pressed, Starmer relied on legal terminology. He discussed the concepts of free speech and the need to prevent incitement to violence. On paper, it seemed sensible. However, his failure to openly address Lucy's issue, as well as his tendency to avoid the specific unfairness presented by her husband, fueled her rage. Critics claimed he appeared out of touch, a prime minister hiding behind jargon while a genuine family suffers. Worse, the Online Safety Act was no longer viewed as a kid protection policy, but rather as a censorship instrument. Farage wasn't the only one who noticed. Worldwide watchers began to wonder if Britain, the land of free speech, was slipping into a state of dread. The term that has described this incident is two-tier justice. Lucy's situation serves as an excellent example for Raymond, Farage, and an increasing part of the public. Illegal migrants guilty of severe crimes frequently go free during protracted trials. Violent offenders serve brief prison sentences before being released early. Despite having no criminal record or history of violence, Lucy Conolly was sent in HMP Peterborough, a high-security jail often reserved for murders and gang leaders. Critics claimed that the system did not adequately penalise crime, it was penalising dissenters. In this story, Starmer was portrayed not as a protector of justice, but as a master of political oppression. Beyond politics, the human cost could not be ignored. Lucy's daughter, already traumatised by the death of her brother, was now forced to navigate puberty without her mother's assistance. She fought anxiousness, wondering often when her mother would return. Raymond acknowledged to lying to her, giving her fake dates to keep her hope alive. Support began to arrive from afar. Emails from Canada, Australia, and across Europe expressed support, seeing Lucy's predicament as a message to the rest of the globe. What started as a domestic controversy quickly became a global story. Britain, once a bastion of unfettered debate, was now imprisoning mothers for internet speech. For Starmer, this was more than just bad news, it was reputational damage on a worldwide scale. Raymond saw it as proof that, while Lucy's corpse remained in prison, her story had escaped. The Conolly case highlights one fundamental question. Where should the line be drawn between free expression and incitement? Starmer supporters claim that Lucy's post, which was posted in the aftermath of a horrendous event, had the potential to incite hatred against vulnerable groups. To them, the Online Safety Act serves as a shield, preventing communities from being targeted during times of national outrage. They point out that inciting has traditionally been considered an offence in Britain, and Lucy's case follows suit. But critics see things differently. They contend that Lucy's punishment was designed to silence a politically inconvenient voice, rather than to ensure her safety. If violent offenders may receive lower sentences than a mother sentence for words, the legal system lacks moral legitimacy. The optics of a bereaved parent in a high-security jail are awful. The larger issue is perception. Laws are only effective when the public feels they are fair. By imprisoning Lucy Conolly, Starmer's government risks persuading ordinary Britons that the state is more concerned with policing ideas than with protecting lives. That notion, once established, generates populist backlash. Farage's ascension in this narrative demonstrates that the more the government clamps down, the stronger the counter-movement grows. Ultimately, Lucy's case is more than just a tweet. It is about the type of country Britain aspires to be. Is it a country that tolerates dissent and believes that debate will destroy terrible ideas? Or is it a country where the wrong word spoken at the wrong time may devastate a family? Lucy Conolly's story is more than just a legal drama. It is a mirror that reflects Britain's struggle for identity, freedom and justice under Keir Starmer's leadership. For some, her sentence demonstrates that Britain is now taking internet danger seriously. Others see it as the clearest warning yet that dissent is being repressed, and compassion has been replaced by cold political calculation. Raymond Conolly's comments broke through the background noise. His daughter's tears, his wife's absence, their family's grief. These cannot be disregarded as legal technicalities. They represent the human cost of policy decisions made in Westminster. The question now is whether Britain will accept this route or push back. Will Lucy Conolly's arrest be remembered as an isolated incident, or will it serve as a watershed moment when the public wanted their liberties back? One thing is certain, the story has not ended. Appeals continue, fury spreads, and Keir Starmer faces a reckoning. Britain is watching, and the rest of the world is taking notes. Let us know what you think down below in the comments.